Hey guys, it is a beautiful day to learn how to write a thesis statement. Of course, I'm Miss Stark. Writing a thesis statement is actually easy once you learn the steps. It's going to be the main idea of the piece of writing that you're working on, something that can be proven. Okay, so go ahead and let me explain a little more for you. So a way of thinking through your writing, okay, and I'm going to move mine down here so you can see. So you have your thesis statement, your main idea. It's an opinion piece, something that can be proven and argued on both sides. You have details, evidence from your text. Your evidence is going to be factual. It's not up for debate. How did the writer do what they did? And how are you backing that information up to support your thesis? Your elaboration is just a fancy way to say you're explaining your evidence. Why does that evidence work? Why does that evidence fit? And then ultimately your commentary. Your commentary is different from your elaboration because your commentary is where you explain your ideas. Why? Why do the details you chose support the text? Why do these ideas support your thesis and argument? How do they do it? Okay. So these are the 6 things you need for a thesis statement to be strong. So first thing is, if you are given a prompt, you need to answer the prompt. Make sure that it is specific and it is accurate. Answer all parts of the question being asked. Commit to a specific focus. Don't give don't give 2 or 3 or 4 or 7 answers. Like, give one reason and then you're going to back it up. You want to be specific but not too specific. If you're not able to write a whole paragraph or a whole text, not just one paragraph or one sentence, it's way too specific and you need to change it. So you're going to take a position, something that can be challenged or opposed. If it's a fact, I can just Google a fact and prove you wrong in 3 seconds, right? A fact will be 1-sentence paper, right? You want something that can be seen on both sides. Then you'll use facts to back it up, if that makes any sense, right? Your thesis should be interesting, something that the reader wants to continue with. You must be able to defend and prove your thesis statement. So ask yourself, how can I prove this? Do I have enough evidence from the story or the poem to back up what I'm trying to say? If the answer is no, you need to find a new thesis statement or you need to find a new way to explain it. And then finally, you want to inform your reader. Include the author's name, the title's work, and its genre. Okay. So again, the author's name, the title's work, and the genre. So we just read Langston Hughes' Mother to Son. So the prompt I'm giving you is, how does Langston Hughes use extended metaphor to help you understand the theme of the poem Mother to Son? Okay, so how does he use extended metaphor to help you understand the theme in Mother to Son? So here are some possible ideas for your thesis. You could say life hasn't always been a crystal stair, right? It's been rough. It's been hard. Life is a rough staircase. It has splinters. It has boards torn up. It has no carpet on the floor, for example, from the poem. And no matter how hard life gets, you need to keep climbing. As he says in the poem, don't you set down on those steps and I's still a-climbin'. Okay? So these are 3 things that you can use potentially for your thesis. You want to choose one. Okay. So here's an example of a weak thesis. Okay, so how does Langston Hughes use extended metaphor to help you understand the theme of the poem Mother to Son? A weak thesis is, it is an example of extended metaphor because life is compared to a staircase, right? It's very broad, it's not specific, it doesn't have the author's name, it doesn't have the work, it doesn't have the title, right? There's not a lot to it. So here's a little bit better thesis. In Langston Hughes' poem, Mother to Son, extended metaphor is used to prove the themes of courage, struggle, and determination. So we're getting a little better in this example. It has the author, the genre, and the title, but it's asking us to explain 3 different themes, courage, struggle, and determination. You would have to talk about all 3 of them, and that is way too much. So you want to choose one. So it says the first thesis, there's not enough explanation. The idea of the theme is not covered. And the second, you get the name, you get the information, but it's too broad. You'd have to discuss all three things. So here's an example of a strong thesis for mother to son. Again, we have the same prompt. In Langston Hughes' poem, Mother to Son, the use of extended metaphor helps to understand the theme of determination. So we have one theme, determination. We answered the prompt, right? He uses extended metaphor to understand this theme, and we include the author, the title, and the genre. So what I want you to do on the journal side of your writer's notebook, on the next available page, is to write down the prompt and the strong thesis example. Okay, so take a minute, again, on the next available page of your writer's notebook. It's not going to be page 3, sorry about that. Copy down the prompt and the strong thesis. I'll give you just a moment and I'll be right back with you. All right, welcome back, guys. So at this point, you should have your strong thesis and the prompt written on the next available page of your journal side of your writer's notebook. That's the upside down side. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is respond to this prompt. So you're going to write a 1-paragraph response on that same page using the thesis you were given for mother to son, right? So this strong thesis, right? He uses extended metaphor to help understand the theme of determination. So I want you to respond to that. Make sure you prove the thesis with support from the poem, right? So at this part, you're using the explain and the commentary piece of analysis because I've already given you the prompt and I've answered the prompt with the thesis. So I just want you to give me a 1-paragraph response or explanation of how that thesis proves the prompt, okay? Anytime you cite, you're going to use a quotation after it. So it'll be quote, words from the poem, quote, parentheses, Hughes 1, because it's only 1 page, parentheses, period. So anytime you quote, you're going to have quotes, actual words from the text, and then the author's last name, page number, in parentheses, and then your period after. When you're done with your 1-page response, on the same page at the very, very bottom, I want you to write 1 quality thesis statement of your own using this prompt, right? Using how does Langston Hughes use extended metaphor to help you understand the theme of the poem, Mother to Son. So you're going to be doing 2 things. 1, writing a 1-paragraph response. So do that first. Pause me if you need. And then at the bottom of the page, I want you to write 1 thesis statement of your own using the same prompt that's at the top of your page. So I've already given you 1 strong thesis statement. I want you to write 1 of your own and be prepared to talk about it tomorrow in class. Thanks for listening, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.